Hey everyone, Mrs. Norris here. So we're moving on today to lesson 3.4 in our Google Sheets module. This lesson is called Top 10 Schools, and we will be working with hyperlinks today, which are links that you use in text to take you to a specific website. So what I want you to know with this activity, as usual with our Google Apps activities, how do I use Google Apps to create, collaborate, and share documents effectively? You should understand that how to use productivity tools correctly are going to make you more marketable in the future. It'll make it easier for you to find a job or complete tasks, say in university. And what you'll be doing today is creating a spreadsheet containing a list of colleges with information and hyperlinks for each college. Just a little bit of background or like an overview story to give you buy-in to this. You've decided on a college major, marketing. The next step is to narrow down the colleges and universities you would like to research before selecting the one that is best for you. To help organize your research, you want to create a spreadsheet that includes website links to the top colleges for the major you have selected. So your new skills today will be to insert a link, format your column width, use text wrap, use paint format. We're going to name our Google Sheet with our first and last name and lesson 3.4, and we are going to copy the text in the Google Sheet that we see below. I've also added steps that we've done in the past, so these steps should be a review. I'm not going to take the time to review them in this tutorial, but you will bold row 3, italicize and change the font color of cell B4 to red, and bold and increase the font size of cell A1 to 18. So here's the text that we are going to copy, and then underneath that is the hyperlinks that we are going to use. When you're all done to submit your work, you're going to download it as a PDF and submit it through Canvas. All right, so I have already started this lesson. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first set myself up so that I can see the lesson tutorial as well as the my document, my spreadsheet. So I've already done the things that I know how to do. I've already copied the text into my spreadsheet. I've already bold row 3. I've already italicized and changed the font color of cell B4 to red. That's what we have right here. And I've already bold and increased the font size of cell A1 to 18. Now it says, unless otherwise noted, resize the column widths to fit the cell contents. So again, this is the only review item that I will show you. If you hover your cursor over the line between two columns and then double click, it will resize the text for you. I'm going to undo that. So what I want you to do right now is go ahead and pause this tutorial. When you come back, we'll go over these new skills that you will be learning in this lesson. All right, so you've copied the text and you've done the 3 things that are review to you. Let's move on to the hyperlinks. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to hyperlink our text. So you see here that for each university, we have the website. So let's start with the University of Michigan. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the cell for that university, and we're going to go to Insert, and we are going to do Insert Link. And from my list, you can either use what it has here, which is an option of the University of Michigan. Sometimes schools appear to be one when they are something different. For example, Kansas State and Kansas University. Sometimes people get them confused. So you can either, if the website on the suggestion matches the website on your list, which we actually don't have that list here. So we'll just use the suggestion at this go around. So here's the University of Michigan and then our hyperlink. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply. Okay, I don't care. Got it. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing to the University of Pennsylvania. So I'm going to click on it. And now this time I'm going to use a shortcut, which for me on a Mac computer is Command K. Yours may be Control K, or again, you can just go to Insert Link. Okay, now it's going to give me a suggestion. UPenn and UPenn are the same, so I'm going to go ahead and click it and apply. So when I check your work, I'm going to be checking for each of these links that you see here. So please make sure that you are copying the links or using the correct suggested link for each university. So I'm going to go ahead and continue working. You continue working as well. Whoops. See, I didn't click apply. I have to make sure I click apply. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and do the rest of these. You continue working as well. We'll come back and do the next steps in our new content. All right, so we are back together, and hopefully you noticed that, for example, the University of California, the suggestion university was not correct. So please make sure, because definitely I will be paying attention to this. Make sure that your University of California is Berkeley, not the suggested University of California. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on. So we have all of our hyperlinks here. And again, if I hover over them, I know that they are working and taking me to the right spot. I can go ahead and check that as your teacher. The next thing that we're going to do is format that column width. So you already know how to format it using the double click. Now what I'm going to show you how to do is the column width option. So I want to increase the column width for column A. So when I hover over, you'll notice that now there's a little drop-down menu arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And I want to go down to resize column. So again, just to show you that real quickly, I'm hovering over column A, and I see that there's now a drop-down menu arrow. I'm going to click that, and it will select all of column A, and I am resizing this column. Okay, so I'm going to resize this column to 150, and then click OK. All right, so now it's resized it back to something smaller than the text that I needed. So this is something that I will be looking for. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the paint tool. So let's make sure. I'm sorry, we're going to use text wrap. So now the next thing that we're going to do, and this, as you can see, there is some text that we can't see here. So what we're going to do is use text wrapping. So what we're going to do is select column A. So click and drag your mouse, just the heading and the list of universities with their links. And we're going to go up to the text wrapping tool, which is right here. So when I click on the drop-down menu, it gives me the menu of the different text to use or the wrappings to use. I'm going to use the middle one. And so now what you can see, and again, this is something I'm going to be looking to when I grade your work, you can see that now because Pennsylvania prior to this was hidden, and so was the University of North Carolina, and so was USC. When I use the wrap tool, now those create a new line within the cell so that I can see all of the text. Okay, so that's what text wrapping is for. And then finally, what I'm going to do is the paint tool, which is a great tool to use specifically when you have a text that you like the formatting that you did to it and you want to apply it to everything else. And this works in Google Sheets, Google Docs, all of those things. You can use this paint format tool. So I want all of my text here to look like my Ann Arbor here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And then I'm going to click on the paint tool here. Okay, now you can see that I've got this dotted line around it to show that what I've done here, I'm going to copy with my next step. So I'm going to go ahead and click and drag my mouse. And now they are all bold and italicized. Okay. Now, sometimes what you can do, like in Google Sheets and Google Docs, as well as Google Slides, is if you double click the paint, now it will apply that to everything that you click until you uncheck the paint format. So it's a great tool to have, this paint format tool. Okay. So I've done everything that I need to do. We've inserted a link, we formatted our column width, we've used text wrap, and we used that paint format. I've done everything that I need to do for this assignment. I'm going to double check because I know that I, as the teacher, am going to be looking to make sure that your links are all correct. Particularly that University of California one. I'm going to double check to make sure that you have a new line of text down at the bottom for some of these longer university names. And I'm going to double check that you have formatted all of your cities, your locations to be exactly like before. So these are the things I'm going to check. So making sure as the student that I've done all of those things, I'm now ready to download this as a PDF. Okay, it's fine the way that it is here. There's nothing that we need to change. And then I'm going to go ahead and export it and submit it into Canvas to be graded.